Sweeter Mans, look at all of us. We're ready to go. Season opening episode of Broken Plays. We got so much to talk about. Jason Tatum looks like he's running away with the MVP. I know it's only been a week, but it seems like he might be pissed about being benched during the Olympics, something that's probably embarrassing for a player who makes all NBA teams every year. Dwayne Wade got his statue. We're going to talk about his statue, and we're all going to share at least one moment that we remember from Dwayne Wade's career. But first, I got to see how my brothers are doing. Yo, Perry, you're a
Yes, sir.
trendsetter. I used to roast you. I haven't put on the bonnet yet, but I used to roast you for wearing the bonnet. You're a trendsetter. Man, start wearing the bonnet on the episode now. How are you feeling today, bruh?
I'm not a star, man. I'm feeling like a comet. They hated on me. Now these mans just rocked a bonnet. It's interesting. They want to hate on the greatness, and they can't.
Yo,
Tell him, Barry.
yo,
They can't.
yo,
I'm
J-Rod,
making
how
a
you
whole.
feeling?
I'm
There's
making a whole
Celtics
diss
though,
track
huh?
for these guys.
Yeah, let him know, Perry.
You look like you're floating,
J-Rod, how
J-Rod.
you
I
feeling?
have to say that. My man looks like he's floating. How's life
I'm
been?
high off life. I'm high off
Jeez.
life.
Yo,
Yo, Perry, are you able
J-Rod
to
is
grow a
really hating.
beard?
Hmm?
Are you able to grow a beard? Just side note.
See, this why niggas can't be friends on here,
No, it's
bro.
funny because like a man shaves his beard as if you don't see the footage. Yo, ever, you know what to do. You have to flood this episode with pictures of me with the beard just so that a man like Halem doesn't win. Remember, my enemies will not win today.
Yo, Hatham, you got the bonnet on today? You got the purple on? Yo, how you feeling, fam?
Oh, we're chilling out here. Let's talk about this statue. Or,
Okay, start us off. Yo, Hatham, how you feeling about that D Wade statue? What do you think it looks like? Like, yo, tell me what you think.
yo, I'm just gonna pass the rock and give it to Perry, bro. Because I'm not saying anything, bro. A man got a statue?
No, but yo, tell
That's
me how
it,
you feel
bro.
about how the statue looks, fam.
Bro, he got the first statue in Miami. That's all I can say.
Yo, Perry, the rock has been passed to you. Are you gonna lay it up, shoot a three, get the man an assist, or are you passing the rock to Jalon?
Well, because we're both wearing a bonnet, I have to hold it down for what Halem doesn't want to say. But I'm not gonna be mean. So this one time, my mom gave me a list of things that she wanted me to get at the grocery store, but I didn't write it down. Right? What happened when I didn't write it down is that I missed a lot of details because she was making one of my favorite Haitian dishes. I'm Haitian, and I forgot half of the
What was the
stuff.
dish?
And I was
What
like,
was the dish? We need to know the dish.
she was making like a rice with like there was like a coconut base in it, right?
You
Mm.
don't know your favorite dish, isn't it?
No, I do. It's called. So we had like it was like a du riz à pois brun. So it was like brown, like the red beans, like brown beans. Then we had like chicken, like all the shebang. I was younger. I didn't write anything down. So I was like, Mom, I forgot this, and this. No, like I brought everything to my mom. I was excited. And she's like, You forgot this, and this. I was like, How was I supposed to know that? She said, Well, Perry, if you wrote it down, you would have those details. And that is how I feel about the Dwayne Wade statue. If you understand, you understand. If you don't, congratulations, Dwayne Wade.
Yo, Jalon, how do you feel about the D Wade statue?
I think that he has a statue. I coach two women's teams. I coach basketball and soccer. I'd very much, for the time being, like to keep that job, both of them. So I noticed that he has a statue, and I'll leave it at that.
No, I'm just gonna say it out loud. I'm gonna say it out
I have
loud.
one,
No, I
oh, I
have
have
to say
one
it out
question.
loud.
No, let just answer my question though. You go to school, right? Like everyone's gone to school in their lifespan, right? You
Yeah.
go to school to get good grades, right?
Yeah.
So what's the point of the good grades when someone makes a statue like that? Like he had to go to school for that.
It's crazier because he got paid to do this.
That's what I'm saying though. But what's the point in people grading people like?
No, that's
And then
not
it's
the
just
crazy part. That's not the crazy part. Because here's the thing. We're gonna have to speak about this from a holistic stance because we're not about to blame the person who made this statue, right? So, what do people do when someone makes a piece of art? Jalen, if you're getting someone to make a portrait of you and your family, and they show you that portrait, what are they gonna ask you naturally? How does it look? No?
How does he?
When you're at the barber shop and you're getting a haircut, what are they going to ask you? How does it look? To expound on my point,
True
this
that.
is what happens when you make a statue off memory. This is off memory. The person did not look at a picture of Dwayne Wade and say, "This is what you look like." To be honest, to me, it looked like Dominique Wilkins in a Heat jersey. That being said, like, no, I blame everything that, like, I have another question, okay? When you have pasta and you boil it, what do you put it through in order to make sure you get the pasta?
a strainer.
Thank you. And that's the thing. A strainer takes out everything that is not pasta, right? Like it takes like it allows you to take out the pasta from the water. And that's the issue. I don't think this was properly strained.
What is your take, Quabs, on it?
Well, I think like yo, he's a legend. First person to get a statue in Miami.
No, the
He's
statue
a
looks more like
legend.
you than it does him.
Uh, I ain't gonna say nothing to that. I'm just gonna be like, yo, the man has a statue. I don't have a statue. You know,
No, there's no beef. It
Yo,
just
that's
doesn't look like
crazy
him.
disrespect. Yo,
not,
Bina,
not,
do
not,
not hug that. Bina, do not hug that.
It doesn't
no,
look like him.
It doesn't look
it
like
doesn't
Bina
look like
either.
me either. It
I don't
doesn't
think
look
that.
like me either.
Time out, time out, time out. I don't think the statue's an ugly statue. I just don't think it looks like him. So like if somewhere there's a disconnect where like you guys think the statue is ugly, that's on you. That's not what I'm saying. I personally think that statue was reminiscent of another man and not Dwayne Wade. And then they're like, you know what? We ran out
The
of budget.
statue
Let's
does
put a
not
Dwayne
look
Wade.
like me at all, fam. Yo, stop.
I didn't say it looks
Reminiscent
like
of
you.
another man. Another
I didn't
man
say,
is not me.
I didn't say it looks like you, first and foremost. I said it looks more
Yo,
like
Quabs, you're
you
speaking, bro.
than
You
it
got a
does Dwayne
statue?
Wade. You might as well buy a Heat jersey.
Yo,
Walk around Miami, say it's you.
anyways, yo.
There's no way
Yo,
that's a
yo,
first. Like, there's a reason why. No,
Yes,
no, we're not. There's a reason why.
yo,
Say it to you.
There's a reason why people aren't fighting in Miami for a statue. There's a reason why. You mean to tell me that's how bad you're gonna butcher it? What of it? What about it besides the Heat jersey looks like Dwayne Wade?
So, in other news in the NBA,
All right,
yeah. It's NBA Week 1 has come. What are you guys most impressed with? Is there a team that you guys are most impressed with? Like, what have you seen from Week 1 that had like inspired you to talk today? Jalen, let's start with you. And I know it's going to be the Boston Celtics. So, what about the Boston Celtics has impressed you, Jalen?
You know, it's funny. It's actually not going to be the Boston Celtics. It's actually going to be two teams. First team is the Los Angeles Lakers.
oh wait, can I just cut you off 1 sec? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just want to let you know right now. I don't know how Darvin Ham has a job. Anyways, continue. Go. Sorry.
how who?
Vinham.
Darvin Ham.
Anyways,
Where
continue. Go. Sorry.
is he
Just
coaching high
crazy
school?
that you asked if you can cut me off and then just cut me off. Didn't even let me respond.
You
I
stop
mean, yeah.
talking.
Because you cut me off. What do you mean?
Anyways, go. My bad.
Where's Devin Ham?
The Lakers impressed me. And the reason the Lakers impressed me is because they look like a completely different team, and that's what good coaching does. I know Hayden's going to allude to Darvin Ham later on, so I'm gonna let him do his soliloquy. But I'm going to focus on JJ Redick, and I think that what JJ Redick has done to reinvigorate this team and reinvigorate, more importantly, the fan base. You're seeing a different you're seeing a different Laker squad. Like I saw a flex cut, I saw a pin down, I saw four different people touch the basketball, all in one possession, which I rarely saw under the tenure of Darvin Ham. So for me, the Lakers look super impressive, and then on the defensive side, they're taking more pride in their defense. Anthony Davis looks like he wants to go out and win Defensive Player of the Year and the MVP, and he's been playing like it. For me, the Lakers are super impressive, and then the other team that really, really impressed me uh, is again, these two teams aren't a surprise, but Oklahoma City.
Yep, I
I
agree
didn't
with that.
realize how good, and again, this is an overreaction 2 games into the season, but I didn't realize how good they were going to be
Hmm.
defensively. Obviously, you know, the addition of Alex Caruso, but it seems that Chet Holmgren has taken an even bigger jump with what he's able to do on the defensive end more so than on the offensive end. So I think the Lakers and the Oklahoma City Thunder are super impressive. The Celtics didn't like it's kind of what we expected. They're not doing anything different than what they've done over the last year and a half, right? But I think Oklahoma City taking that extra jump defensively. It seems that offensively as well, J Dub can be more of a pure facilitator, if that makes sense. So like they're not as reliant on him throughout the first 2 or 3 games to score and maintain the scoring load. But I think those two teams are super impressive in my opinion.
Yeah, I want to piggyback off what you said about OKC because I saw the game and I watched the highlights when they played Denver. OKC did really well, and like you said, you alluded to it perfectly. You're like you didn't think this team would be that good. Overreaction 2 games into the season, but I agree with you on that. On the flip side, that Denver team looked kind of old. against OKC.
Move
Like
on,
it
move
sounds
on,
weird to say that.
move on.
It sounds weird to say that Denver team. That's the team that like I'm least impressed with. And
Yeah,
you alluded to
we're
this.
going.
You said this.
Who did they add this offseason? Who did they add this offseason, Cobbs? Can you please let me know?
No one, but this is what I'm saying. This
Oh
is what
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jalen has said that Denver's gonna take a step back because they lost pieces and they haven't added anyone. So
I hope
giving him
Tatum
is only
stubs his
fair.
toe. I hope Tatum stubs his toe. Well, I
No,
hope
he.
this guy
The
stubs
reason
his
why
toe.
he said that I think is because they added Westbrook. So he knew they were going to take a step back because they added Westbrook onto their team.
Your bonnet not even on your head, bro.
Hatham, what team impressed you or didn't impress you?
I'll go piggyback on Jayla's comment. I think the Lakers did, but I think more. I think JJ has a perfect coaching staff. Like he has former head coaches on his coaching staff. He has like everybody that's involved. So like if he's not able to, like if he doesn't know what situations to run, he can just go to his coaching staff and he's like, oh, what should I run? Or you know what I mean? They've been in different situations. Like what's the coach?
Time out. When I went to you and asked you what to run, what did you tell me?
Brother, they didn't. You didn't have the
No,
personnel.
no, no, no. What did you tell me?
I said good luck. And what did you do? What
Look
did
to
you
my
do?
assistant coach for help.
No, no. But
Look
what
to
did
my
you do?
assistant coach for help.
But
And what
what?
did he reply? Perry, ask him. Perry, ask him.
Take in, take
Perry,
in.
go.
I'll give you the whole scenario. Jayla comes to me. We're down
There's
what?
no
We're
whole
down two.
scenario, bro. There's no way you're talking about the role of an
No,
assistant
no, no,
coach
no. I
and
want to
then
hear.
a
No,
scenario.
let him say it.
Listen, listen, listen.
There's always two sides to a story. I want to hear Hatham's side, and then I want to hear Jalen's side. Hatham,
Trust me,
proceed.
Bina, they're not that far.
This is exactly what happened. Word for word, bar for bar. We're up 20. No shot clock. We're telling everyone, yo, just take put your man in front of you and do this. Some guy comes like won't be named. Yo, let's start pressing. Brother, we're up 20. Just chill out, you know?
Oh,
We
I'll
used
name
to
drop
talk.
Elijah Brown. Elijah
Okay.
Brown. I'll name drop him.
And then so on and so forth. They go 1v1 against another guy. The guy scores 12 in his face. Then there's 30 seconds left, Quab. We missed 4 layups back to back. And then we got fouled. We got fouled and we got to the free throw line. They missed both. JLo comes up to me. He's like, yo, what should we run? I said, yo, good luck, fam. JLo runs a play. JLo runs a play. He sits down and actually draws out the play. JLo, did they run your play?
I can't speak on that.
So JLo had no
You
screen.
can't drop
The
names and
play
not
was
speak. You can't drop names and not speak.
Elijah
Jason,
Brown,
did they run the
Elijah Brown
play?
was supposed to get an ISO. Elijah Brown was supposed to get an ISO. Our big went and set a moving screen and got turned around. And I looked at JLo and I told you, good luck, fam.
Hey,
And then he just laughed.
Jalen, is there any variation to that story that's a little different on your end?
Did they run the
The
play?
only thing that's different is that I took the timeout because we ended up being down two. So the other team went 1 of 2 from the free throw line. I took the timeout. I took 2 steps forward. Hatham was walking with me. I said, yo, what should we run? This guy tapped me on the shoulder. He did this. He said, oh, buddy, good luck. And walked away from me in a game. So
Your friend.
you see why I bring it up. Other than that, everything is factual. But as your assistant coach, good luck, fam.
It's
Stop
not
it.
on my record. It's on your record.
What's your team's record?
I don't remember, but we lost in the playoffs. That's all that matters. All right, so the Lakers, obviously that was the first team. The second team that I'm kind of impressed with is the Atlanta Hawks. Like, I know they just got blown out by OKC, but it was a really close game until the fourth quarter. Like, it was a really close game. It was like tick for tack, and then OKC just kind of killed them. But I think what they did is pretty good. They traded for Jill. What's the guy's name?
Jalen Johnson?
No, they traded for that guy from the Pelicans for the wing.
Larry Nance.
No, it's a wing. It starts with a D, anyways. Regardless.
Devontae Graham?
Anyways, regardless, Eva will find it eventually. But he's a really good wing player. I can tell you that much. He's a good. He's the perfect two for their team. I think.
Oh, in the DeJounte Murray trade.
Yeah, the Johnson Murray.
Danilo
trade.
Gallinari.
No, that
Oh,
guy's
by
not.
the way. Yeah, my fault. I'm bugging. I'm tripping. My fault.
Anyways, I think their offense is really well at least constructed around Trey's set skills, and I think they're just utilizing it well. Another side note: it's nice to see Lamelo in the league again. That boy is bad. What's up,
Facts.
Malik?
Yo,
Oh,
Perry, who's impressing you?
Dyson
the-
Daniels. Oh my God, bro. Sorry. My apologies.
Just let me know when you're finished.
What's
So I
going
have
on?
the Lakers.
I'm not done. I'm finished. Thank you.
I have the Lakers. I kind of I like the energy JJ Redick has. Like, you know, when you watch a coach's like interviews, you can see like
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna call it like aura, like there's a different like presence to them. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that he said that I thought was like extremely interesting is he explained that and I never really thought that this was like a big thing, like outside of like, like I thought like me and Halem and like Jaylon and yourself, like perhaps would be making or using this as an excuse, but like, the feeling of a brand new basketball.
Mhm.
I like that he kind of broke it down and explained that like I'm gonna have the refs like I'm gonna order like actual worn in basketballs because it makes like an actual difference. Those are the small details I think make the difference between like a losing and a winning coach, right? Like being able to look at like something as small as like the feel of the ball to like understanding how to run sets, which I obviously like knew he'd be able to do. He played in the NBA for a long time with slightly pedestrian athleticism, so he was smart. I like the Suns. I like the Suns because one of the biggest issues they had last year is that they couldn't win close games, but they had some of the better finishers in the game, being Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. Now I feel like they're at a point with Tyus Jones where the needle it has finally been thread. Like things are finally coming together. I think this is going to be a big year for the Suns. If I'm the owner, it's like my make or break year for the Suns. Like we need something more than last year. And my next one, I have the Dallas Mavericks. I really like their offense right now. I like Klay Thompson on this Dallas Mavericks team. I think it's the fit that I could not even have dreamt of back when I looked at what we needed for the playoffs. So I have that. And I also like the Timberwolves a little bit. I think that trade that you made Randall over with Randall for Towns, I feel like that team kind of like the starting five looks a little more cohesive.
So, with everything that you
Oh,
guys said
sorry. I have
about,
one more
yeah,
question. My fault.
what's up?
Jalen, you said something and it made me think, but I wrote it down because I wasn't going to interrupt you. And the question is, how do we disrespect Jason Tatum, but we still expect greatness from the Celtics? And that's like a question that's really been burning in like I guess like my soul because like Jason Tatum I felt was disrespected all year. The saying or what we go through before is like winning figures everything out. Winning resolves everything. That's like the golden saying. Can we disagree with that? But they won.
Mhm.
He didn't get any of the MVPs for the season. He didn't get was he first team NBA?
Might have been second team. Yeah, he was second. No, he was first team. You're right. He was first team.
He wins first team NBA, wins nothing in the playoffs, benched at the Olympics, and first team NBA would mean that you're one of the best at your position. Like
Top five at
realistically.
least.
You're top five in the league, not necessarily top five in the league, but like you're top two in your position if you're first team all NBA.
Hmm. Hmm.
And he was struggling to get minutes in the Olympics. But now we can say things like, oh, well, the Celtics are supposed to be dominating at the beginning of the season. So now it's like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Either Tatum's not that good or Tatum is that good. What is he missing now? Because before we said it was a championship. Now that he's won a championship, what else does Tatum have to prove, and why does the disrespect persist?
So I'm not sure who we is because I've been Jason Tatum's biggest supporter. I think that Jason Tatum should have won Finals MVP. Jason Tatum, 100%, and I'm gonna say no business, 100%. I think that Jason Tatum in the finals and throughout the playoffs was struggling from the field, was struggling to score the basketball, but did absolutely everything else at an elite level. He rebounded the basketball at an elite level, facilitated at an elite level, defended at an elite level. Dallas Mavericks, their game plan was try and hunt Jason Tatum to put him into the actions. And there was a point in which during the finals, I don't know what he finished with in the finals, but I know up until game three or game four, I believe, he held Kyrie and Luka to 4 of 13 from the field. To me, I think that Jason Tatum gets a lot of slander because nothing he does is kind of pretty. Like it just seems like everything is forced. But I just chalk it up to it being a down year for him in terms of scoring. I think that he does everything well. He has it's sort of like an intangible, but I'm not sure how to describe it. It's just that he's willing to do whatever it takes for the Boston Celtics to win. And that's something that he's learned over the years based on the playoff runs. So nothing is forced. Nothing is, I'm trying to do too much. It's more so, okay, Jaylen Brown has the hot hand. Jaylen Brown's a pure scorer. Let him go get buckets. What am I supposed to do? So for me, I think that Jason Tatum, I completely agree with you. The slander is completely unwarranted. And it's super disrespectful what happened to him this summer because I think he should have played over Derek White. Jaylen Brown should have been there over Derek White to begin with, but I think he should have played over Derek White at the minimum.
I have a theory. I
Yeah,
personally
and then
don't think.
we'll have been finished.
I personally don't feel that we're in a day and age of basketball where we respect team basketball and team players. I think everything you said, Jalen, are the reasons why he got disrespected and violated in the Olympics, in my opinion. Like I think realistically, like don't invite him if you're not going to give him minutes because he's coming off a championship season.
Hmm.
I do feel like there shouldn't be a basketball game where you have the best American players and he doesn't find his way onto the court.
Hmm.
However, like there is a reason why he's getting disrespected. I think the best team players in the game are given the least credit, like less credit than they deserve, and the more selfish players in the game are unfairly criticized because like where are you supposed to fall under that spectrum?
Yeah,
Like where can you?
agreed.
I think part of me thinks that this is like slightly media driven, but like part of me doesn't, right? Ant Edwards, I think, is a great team player, but like he has a certain level of like energy to him where he has to be on a basketball court. Like you have to play Anthony Edwards.
Hmm.
And I think realistically, it would have been very awkward if Jason Tatum were to play and Ant Edwards didn't find a minute on the court, but Jason Tatum came off a championship. So I would like to see him win an MVP, like you said. Personally, I don't think it's gonna happen.
It looks like he's on his way there, though. It's really early in the season, but he's on a tear. Like his numbers look crazy, and like Jalen alluded to, like him doing everything at an elite level. His scoring looks like it's up. Still, small sample size. It's only been a week, but Jason Tatum looks pissed, and that is scary for everyone in the Eastern Conference. Everyone. What they did to the Knicks on opening night, that was like we all. I expected a close matchup. It was not close. They're breaking records and stuff, leading the way. Jason Tatum. Hatham, I know you had something to say about what Jalen was saying.
No, I just on Team USA, who are you going to sub him out for? He plays four. LeBron and KD play the four, right?
Derek White.
But Derek White's the point guard, right? So you can't have him guarding. Derek White was playing. He was playing the one position and the two position.
But you have LeBron, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards. Do you need a
And no, but what I'm trying to say is they had LeBron and KD weren't. There were bigs on that team.
Okay, so you had Steph Curry, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, all who are capable ball handlers, all who can play 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Why
You
do
have,
I need
no,
Derek White instead of Jaylen Brown?
no. We're talking about Jason Tatum not playing. Is my point because then there's also Bam Adebayo. There's AD as well that are subbing in at the 3 and 4.
No,
So
no, I understand that. I'm
it's
just
like
saying, what does so you can't have a bigger lineup?
you can't have a bigger lineup because you can't guard, right? You can't guard those bigs like those bigs
Who
can't guard. Jason Tatum can't guard. He can't even guard Luca, bro. It's Brown that's
guard
guarding.
who?
What do you mean guard who?
Who
Like the
does who would he have to guard? Is my point.
like Shea? Like what are you talking about? There's guards on other teams in Team USA.
You just said he has to switch onto a bigs. I'm asking you, what bigs would he have to guard?
No, I'm saying he can't play the big position. There's too many bigs already, so he has to play the guard position. He's like a tweener, bro.
So he's not good enough defensively where you can live with the outcome of, let's say he gets fried by Shea. You're not saying that you Team USA can't overcome that with
No,
that
but
team that showed up in Paris?
Can I
no,
ask a
but I'm
question,
just saying.
Jalen?
Like,
I just need to
yeah,
ask a
go.
question. I think your point is actually like it's a strong point and it's a valid argument. Did you learn any of this
Bring it up.
prior? No. Let me land with this
Go.
question. So, what did you learn in the Olympics about Tatum's game?
It wasn't that Tatum's game didn't translate well. It was more that it was the
No.
final hurrah for LeBron and eight
No, I
KD,
get what you're
right?
saying. I get what you're saying. But if you like you knew this before you asked him to get to like the Olympics is what I'm trying to argue. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you invited him knowing his deficiencies. That's like me. Wow, I have an analogy for you. That's like me ordering a junior chicken at McDonald's. Shout out to the junior chickens you held me down in high school. Ordering a junior chicken at McDonald's and saying, "But I don't want any chicken."
No, but like what you need to understand is before the playoffs, before the Olympics started, he was playing. KD was injured. He was playing. He was starting. Then
KD
KD
wasn't
got
injured.
Yeah, he was, bro. At the beginning, he didn't play the first three preliminary games, bro.
No,
His
I
calf
I
was
thought you were
understand.
talking about the playoffs. I thought you were talking about the playoffs. My fault. I thought you were
I
talking about
no,
the
the
understand.
playoffs.
Olympics. I'm talking about the Olympics. So
Okay.
Tatum was there as a like an insurance policy. He was doing the KD role. KD came back. He was healthy. Then they're like, "Yo, bro," like they probably told him they're like, "Yo, you're not going to be playing that much," and he knew he wasn't going to play that much. He's not going to leave. He wants a gold medal. But anyways, other than that, on injuries notice,
Yeah, so we have a lot of injuries already, and I say a lot, but we're talking specifically about Kawhi and Joel Embiid. Kawhi is out indefinitely, so I want to hear from you guys on what that means for the NBA season and what that means for the Clippers. And Joel Embiid will not be playing in back-to-backs. He says that he doesn't need to play and he doesn't care about the minimum requirement to get MVP. What he wants to be ready for, he wants to be healthy for playoffs because, and I think Jalen, you allude to this all the time when we talk about Joel Embiid. He is never healthy when it matters the most. You are very critical of how good Embiid is, but never available, and you always use the term your best ability is your availability. So when we talk about Kawhi and Embiid, how much do they affect the season, in your opinion, Jalen?
I'll keep my answer short and sweet. I think that the criticism on from Shaq and Chuck on Embiid was harsh, in my opinion, because I think this is the team and the organization actually thinking about winning and thinking about his best. Like, how can we optimize? We know he's not going to be available. They finally accepted that. How can we optimize Joel Embiid to get the most out of him to get a high enough seed in the regular season, but still have him fresh enough and good enough and healthy enough for the postseason? So I think that they're trying to strike a balance right now. I think that's just what I think they're doing. Do I like it? Do I agree with it? No, because you can't cry about, oh, how you're not getting MVP votes, this, that, the other thing, and you're missing every second game. So does he plan on crying again when he does win MVP? To me, again, like, I don't like players who are always unavailable. It doesn't make sense to me. And the same thing with Kawhi. I think the Clippers are in a tough spot right now. They've kind of handicapped themselves, so they have a lot of figuring out to do. But Kawhi, this is what he does every year. Like, he did it since San Antonio, did it in Toronto. He's been doing it in Los Angeles. So I don't know what to say. Like, it's just Kawhi.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Kawhi thing. It's a pattern at this point. It's gonna happen every season. Like, and he's not gonna switch teams probably, but any team that he's on has had to adapt to that kind of style. I do agree with you on the Joel Embiid stuff as well. Him not being available, like I don't like it personally. I understand what Philly is trying to do because they want to win. They know that they're going to finish above six in that Eastern Conference, right? Like, there's not really many more teams that are gonna finish above them. If we look at if we're looking at the Bucks, the Knicks, the Celtics, Indiana, the Magic, and the Cavs, and then the Sixers, those are probably your playoff teams, and we know that. And Philly with a healthy Joel Embiid is probably not a team that you want to face in the first round. You know, hate them. Let's go with you. What do you make of Kawhi and Joel Embiid, and if there's any other injuries that you think are going to have an impact in the season, let it out.
I think it's not even the organization for the 76ers. I think it's more the NBA. I think the fact, like, for example, Jill, you're a coach, right? If you have an injury riddled player all the time, right? They're always injured, they're always that. What do you do? What do you tell them to do in practice?
Sit out.
Sit out. So as the NBA as an organization, they gave the Sixers the most back-to-backs this season, 15 back-to-back games, and 12 of them come in the second part of the season after the All-Star break. So in March alone, I have it right here. So February 11th to February 12th, they have a back-to-back. Now we're going into March 3rd and 4th, they have a back-to-back. Now they have another back-to-back on the 9th and 10th. They have another back-to-back March 23rd to the 24th. Then they have another back-to-back 5 days later, 29th to the 30th. And then they have so it's like most of the back-to-backs come at the end of the season. And what do you want as an organization? You want your players to be healthy. So the NBA did fail them with scheduling the most back-to-back games towards the latter part of the season. So Embiid coming in and being like, "Yo, I'm not playing back-to-backs." What did the NBA expect? Do you know what I mean? You have four back-to-back games in March alone,
Great
and
point.
everyone else is just sitting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kawhi's situation is kind of dicey. I don't know if you guys saw the reports about his trainer accusing
Suing the organization.
Yeah, suing the organization. He's basically saying they were forcing him to play. I think the Clippers made him do some crazy experimental procedure on his knee that's not legal in the U.S. So there's all that. So, but Kawhi is one of the best players in the league, and he just can't stay healthy. So
Yeah, Haytham, thank you for bringing up like the context element of the 76ers because that's huge for how many games in March alone and then going into April, how many back-to-backs they have and how that's going to affect his body and all that. That was a very important part to add more context to why Joel Embiid is sitting out. Perry.
yeah,
So I had two notes for this. I think the first one is I think we need to start asking ourselves this question. Everybody's different, right? And every athlete would be different. Like in the NBA, like, the superstars generally, like, they don't fit one sort of athletic mold, right? I had to start asking myself this question. Is everybody meant to play a full NBA season? Like, despite the conditioning? Because if we look at
What do you mean by
Embiid,
that? Sorry.
like, I
Sorry to
don't
cut you
think
off. What do you mean by that?
I don't think Embiid physically is playing an 82 game season ever.
Based on his build, you mean? Like with his build?
Like, just I don't want to say build, but like, for a lack of better words, build. You get what I'm saying? Because like, Jokic
Yeah.
is of a
Yeah,
similar
yeah.
stature, but I feel like the way they play, the stress on his body, like things of that sort. Because he tried last year, it didn't work. If I'm in his position, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
wait, I went for the MVP, I still couldn't play 65 games, and I missed the playoffs as a result. Maybe
no,
I'm
he
just
played in the
not meant.
playoffs.
Oh,
He
yeah,
missed
my
a few
fault. He
games
was
though, no?
injured.
Yeah, he was injured, but he played. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay, my fault. Then I wasn't 100%. Thank you for the clarification, Kaden. I wasn't 100% for these playoffs. I'm never 100% for these playoffs when I try to get like the majority of these games in the season played. Maybe he's just not meant to.
I think he's meant
Yeah.
to play 82 games, but including the playoffs. So like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like
I don't think it's
60
82
games.
though. I think if you get him at like 50 games played in the season, 45, 50, and then you get him in the playoffs, that to me, if
That's
I'm a
20 games.
GM, sure. Yeah, sure. But that to me is a win. Like, if I can get Joel Embiid playing 75 games or less, playoffs included, I won. I think the only issue I would have as the Sixers is the fact that he played on the Olympics. I know like everybody wants that pride of playing on the
Hmm.
Olympics and whatever, but to me it's like you like getting promoted when you're not doing your job is kind of wild. And if he is having trouble playing a whole season, then like
Yep.
adding additional games to me I'd feel like it's a slap in the face to be honest, but I would have to balance it with the fact that like you're playing in the Olympics and it's not an
For your
opportunity
country.
everybody gets. So like I understand the pride in representing your country, but it's also a difficult like it would be difficult for me knowing that my pockets are funding this man's comfort when he can't play a whole season and he's injured every playoffs, but he's still playing in the Olympics. However, I fully understand it from a fan's perspective. I haven't played on an Olympic team, so like, being given an opportunity like that, I could only imagine how like big of an honor that would be. So I can get how it's a messy situation.
I want to touch on your point there about like him playing on the Olympics and like it being like a one in a lifetime chance because when Denver, and I know this wasn't the Olympics, but Canada needed to win to make it into the Olympics. They finished third in that the World Cup the previous year. Jamal Murray did not play because he was coming off a long season with Denver after winning a championship. So he said he went to the training camp and he's like, "Yo, guys, I can't do it." Came back the next season because he knew he was going to make a deep run in the playoffs, and then played at the Olympics after. So I do hear where you're coming from. Like, as an organization, you got to think that you're funding this guy's like basketball career, and then he's going off and getting promoted to play for his country, and then comes back and says, "I'm not going to play for the whole season." So I understand that, but other players have taken a back seat to that. So I take a bit of issue with that when you have people like Jamal Murray who have said, "I'm not going to play for my country because I've just finished a deep run and I want to be ready for next season and the Olympics." He did play the Olympics. Don't get me wrong, because it's a different thing. But at the same time, I don't buy that because there's players who have like excused themselves for playing for their country, you know. But yo, I want to move on to something like different. I want to talk about the best players at every position. I think this is something that we can all have our own opinions. We're all going to have our debates. So, Haitham, I'm going to let you start first. I need you to tell us who is your best player at every position. Quick,
Before Hatham
concise,
goes,
and give us why.
can you qualify best players off of what we've seen right now, or best players off of what we're anticipating in terms of production over the season, or best players from last season, playoffs included?
I would say that it's the best players like going into this season. So from you can take in their last season
So what I'm
production and
anticipating, my expectations of this player, their potential, and where I think they fall within their position ranking.
exactly, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, all of that. Haitham, bam, you're on the clock.
All right, at PG, I have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I think he's going to win MVP too. I think the runner-up after MVP will be AD. So he is my 4 position. Is he 4 or center? You're muted.
Hey, you're on mute, bro.
He's the 5?
I thought we had to do a top 5 at each position.
Yeah, at each position.
A
That's
top
what that's
five
what
at
he's
each
asking. He's
position?
asking what position does
He said
AD
best,
play?
he said best player at each position.
Yeah, each position. So point guard, shooting guard, small forward,
The
power
best.
forward,
Of the
and center.
best.
But a top 5 at each
Yeah.
position. Well,
Top 5
player-
positions?
he just said yeah.
No, one player at each position.
Oh, bro, okay.
Okay. So AD is considered a center, or is he considered a 4?
I have him as a 4.
What's the
I have him
consensus
at
4?
center.
I
Okay,
have
I'll
him
put
at
him
center.
as. Okay, I'll put him as center. So I think he'll be the runner-up. At 4, I'll have what's his name? I'll put KD there at 4, and then at the 2 position, I will have Anthony Edwards. And at the 3 position, the 3 position is kind of skewed because what is a 3 position? You know what I mean? I don't know. Just for whatever, I'll put Jason Tatum, even though I think it's actually, you know what? I'll just put Jalen Brown.
Perry.
You guys aren't gonna like this list. So because Hatham has Shea at his point position, I'm not gonna do that. And I
You just name me
know
the start.
I was about to. So I don't want to put Luca there because actually yeah,
He's
I'm
a
gonna
point guard.
no, I'm gonna say this quickly. I don't want to put Luca there because I feel like the same question I had about Tatum last year is the question I have about Luca this year. And the question we had about Tatum last year is when do we get tired of superstars? Like dropping big numbers in losing efforts. Do you remember I asked you that question, Jalen and Hatham and Bina? So Luca is on a tentative best until I see that his numbers translate into winning at a higher clip. So for that point guard spot, I have LaMelo Ball / John Morant. I really like them. Like this season, I anticipate I personally think they're gonna play very well this season. Say what you need to say. Don't mute yourself,
Can you
Bina.
repeat that? Can you repeat that? Sorry, I
This
was
guy said Ja
sidetracked.
Morant and LaMelo Ball over Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
No, 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 no,
Does
no,
Shea
no, 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 no.
Alexander play hockey?
I
Okay,
said
what are we
I'm not
missing?
choosing
No,
because
right?
of the numbers
He
issue.
did say that. He
Yeah,
did
yeah.
say that.
Okay, yeah.
No,
Shea was
but I have a question.
Shea. When I look at my notes, Shea's my first, but Tatum took Shea as number one. Yes, sir.
Can I
No,
please
but-
ask a
yeah.
question, sir? Which one of those niggas play? Oh, sorry, pardon my language. Which one of those guys?
Pardon my language.
No, pardon my language.
No, I'm being honest. Which one of those guys play the 2 guard position?
No, I had them like for my point guard. Like my point guard number one spot, it's between John Morant and LaMelo Ball right now.
You'll
Bro,
choose
there's
one.
just pick
You'll
one.
choose one. You just pick one, bro.
I'll go LaMelo.
Okay, and then the rest of your team: shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center.
Do you not
Then-
consider injuries?
No, we're
no?
we're assuming my anticipation for their production over the year. If we're
Okay.
if,
By the way, I'm picking Kawhi for the 3 position. Anyways, go continue.
that's okay, you can do that. Which is funny because I didn't have Kawhi because he was like the injury proneness was a little too high for me. But like it's very contradicting. That's why like I'm like choosing Kawhi is super fair. So I have LaMelo Ball. I have this one hurts me.
Ball?
I have Ant-Man / Kyrie at 2. I
Bro,
have
You have, yo, fam, yo, choose.
Actually, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yo, do
choose
you,
one player,
do
please.
you have them fusing like in Dragon Ball Z?
Yo,
You have
bro,
like you're like, oh, I'll take the
that's what I was
handles.
thinking. I was thinking like on the defense. At the defense. You know Edwards flies those puppies. Then I have as my small forward. Small forward was like the toughest one, so I'm just gonna put Kevin Durant because I originally had him as my best power forward.
He doesn't play.
But he's a small forward, bro.
Like I think
Brother,
I'm
he
just gonna
don't.
put him. Like I
Yo,
think I'm just gonna put him
Halo.
up there.
If I haven't played the position in 5 years, I'm not a small forward anymore, bro.
He's
Like
listed as a small forward.
he's listed as a power forward, bro.
Kevin Durant games
They
as
start
small
Why are
Bradley
we
forward.
Beal.
doing
So
all of
Bradley
these
Beal's a power forward?
considerations when it's my list? This is my list.
Yeah, yo, continue, fam.
Like just
I want
allow
to
a
listen.
young man to breathe. Then I have Giannis at my 4 because I didn't like. Obviously, like I was gonna put KD over Giannis, but like you guys were gonna call me unreasonable, so obviously I had to bump KD up to the 3 so you understood that I was still reasonable. And then for my 5, I have AD. Honorable mentions, Wemby.
Yo,
Reason
J-Lo,
why
you're up.
reason why Jokic isn't there is that I don't think his numbers translate this year. I think Jokic is taking a serious step back.
Yo, Bob Cousy, let's go.
Okay. So I didn't understand the question clearly, so I did a top 5 at each position. So I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
it's just
pick
like the Bob Cousy
the
question. You
one.
understand? Bob Cousy, Jerry West, you know.
That has to be your
Like,
biggest miss. I'm
Yo,
so
J-Lo,
sorry. Like
I'll hold
J-Lo,
it. I'll hold it. I have no
you didn't
problem.
even you were in the arena, but you didn't shoot at a net, bro.
Yeah, I'll hold that one. That ain't no problem.
No, you gotta let that
What'd you
go.
say, Bino?
Yo, J-Lo, I want to hear this list. I feel like you're coming in with some heat.
Okay, so my top 5 point guards. So one, so from 5 to 1. I can't hear you. You're
Yo,
muted. But
you're mute spitter right now.
brother, just the first one. Don't not top five, just the first one.
I'm saying my top 5. 5 to 1. I have Halliburton 5, Fox 4, Brunson 3, Luca 2, Shea 1
Okay,
of my
so
point
Shay.
guards. Yeah. Shooting guards. I have J Dub 5, Booker 4, Kyrie 3, Jalen Brown 2, Anthony Edwards 1.
So Shay and Anthony Edwards.
Small forwards.
Yo, keep going.
I have Jimmy Buckets and the G stands for Gets as 5, Kawhi Leonard at 4, LeBron 3, KD 2, Jason Tatum 1.
And so, just so everyone knows, it's Shay, Anthony Edwards, and Tatum. Continue.
Yeah. Power forwards. I have Zion at 5, Paolo Banchero at 4, because that's my guy, Chet at 3, Anthony Davis at 2, and Giannis at 1.
So it's Giannis.
Oh wait. If someone had a gun to your head, you're picking AD over AD.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue.
Okay.
So I can have preferences? What would you like me to pick, Ethan? Go ahead, tell
Well,
me.
like,
It doesn't matter what you want, bro. Shut up.
No,
That's not
wait,
the
hold up.
no 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 no,
J-Lo, you know
Jalen.
what
That's
he'll
not the
tell you?
energy you had with
Yo,
me.
just stop your mouth.
That's not the
He'll be
energy
like,
you
yo,
had with
good
the
luck.
Dundada.
Yo, he'll be like, yo, good luck. He wouldn't even tell you who he wanted you to pick. He'd be like, good luck.
bro,
Then for centers, I have Sabonis at 5, Bam at 4, Wemby at 3, Embiid at 2, and Nikola Jokic at 1.
this is the same guy that DM'd me when I said Nikola Jokic is better than Embiid. He tried to roast
This
me.
was 2016, bro.
He
Why
tried
you
to-
bring up the past?
I'm gonna go Shea, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic.
Can I ask a question?
To who?
Cause
No,
no to the group. So
yeah, what's
Halem, what was your list again, Halem? It was Shay.
Oh, don't answer.
Yo, for
KD?
real, like, yo, let the man struggle.
Oh,
Like, yo,
it was Jalen Brown because he's the only one that actually plays that position, the 3 position.
Yeah.
Coach,
Yeah.
okay, the Celtics. What is their starting 5? Name them for me right now, JLo.
Derek White, Drew Holiday,
Bro,
Jalen
I'm asking
Jason
you,
Tatum.
Halem. I'm asking
And
you,
So
brother.
he's been starting for the last 5 years at the 4 position. So if I'm not allowed to roast you about 2016 Jokic, you can't bring him up and say he's starting three guard. You said I can't bring up the Jokic thing. That was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, right?
Almost 8, but sure.
But you're out here starting Jason Tatum at the 3 when he played it at his rookie season, the 3
So
position.
when Kristaps Porzingis is healthy,
He's
they
the-
play.
Okay, go name it. Sorry,
Okay,
my bad.
perfect. They play Drew Holiday, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, and Al Horford.
They don't start Al Horford. Al Horford comes off the bench.
When they started
Right.
the year last year, they played that for at least 10 games. So that's within the last 5 years. Those the parameters you said, yes or no?
What's their best starting 5? Give me their starting 5 right now.
No, that's not what you asked. You said if they haven't done it in the last 5 years, you can't use it. I gave you a
Derek White
10-game
was
stretch
injured
in
at the
which they
beginning of
did
the
it
season.
over the last 5 years, and now the parameters that you set aren't good enough.
Yo, it's 5:58 p.m. It was very nice to have everyone here. I appreciate your conversations. Next time on Broken Place.
You can't be a weirdo, bro. What are you talking about? You set these parameters. Why are you vexed now?
No, yo, hate them. Yo, take us out. Take us out. Yo, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna sit here and relax, bro. Take us out nicely, fam.
And the Paris Jordan shirt? Okay, Bina.
So I salute. I salute Darvin Ham. I salute.
What?
Yo, yo.
He said that in the timeout, bro. He said, I salute you.
Who said that?
Never.
Darvin Ham last year, bro, during the huddle, he goes, I salute you. I'll send you guys the video. He's like, yeah, go out there. I salute you, boys. That was his huddle.
Well,
Imagine being a grown man hearing
That's
that in a
protecting
huddle.
Broken Place. I salute you.
I salute you, Darvin Ham. Next time on Broken Place, we might get some people to lose their jobs, Darvin Ham. But yeah, thanks for having us.